look forward to the State of the County address because it gives me an opportunity to really tout our amazing successes and give the preview of what's to come. And we've had a lot of successes last year. Of course, I highlighted and touched on some. Those have already been in the media. I will take a deep dive into a lot of the other areas and things that people care about, a lot of what businesses care about.
Chairwoman Nicole Hendrickson. Wow, what an honor.
It is an honor to be here, Nick.
I have interviewed global leaders, people that have been to space, acrobats, actors, scientists. You're the most important person I've.
Wow.
Yes.
So I'm the first chairwoman to come on your show?
Yes.
That's huge. Thank you, Nick.
You're welcome. What an honor for our audience to hear from Nicole Love Hendrickson, the chairwoman of Gwinnett County. And Chairwoman, I bet you know this, but did you know that Gwinnett County is actually Georgia's largest community?
We are the second most populous county, but we are the largest municipal service provider. So we're the largest government just under the state of Georgia.
So you are leading Georgia's largest community, largest revenue or budget, and you are responsible for over 1 million constituents, twice the size of the city of Atlanta. That is a lot of responsibility.
It's a big responsibility. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of services. It's a big job.
It is, and I'm just going to use the point of privilege as the host of today's podcast to say that it's hard today to find elected officials that do it. Well, I'll say this: I've not met a elected official that has done it with more grace, and you just do. You are so natural at it for someone that I don't, and I'd be interested in your answer to this, but I knew you for over a decade before you ran for office. Never once in any of our discussions were you an aspiring elected official. You've always been a community advocate, a community leader, but I just think you've done it so well.
Absolutely. The path towards elected office was never the end goal for me. It was always about service. Mm-hmm. And I truly believe that people that are called to these positions are called to serve. Some, it is about power. It is about being at the top. It is about titles. But for me, it truly is about service.
Well, you can totally tell.
Thank
you. Can see it.
And I appreciate that.
For someone that has known you before and after being elected, it's when someone sees you in public, that is who you are. It's very authentic.
Thank you. Thank you, Nick.
You're very welcome. So we've established your role, your importance within the community. And one of the things that every decision that you have to make is going to affect the current constituents, the future constituents. And we have to keep the machine of Gwinnett and Metro Atlanta running. We're never going to produce enough talent. We're having to attract talent from other regions. And you know this very well. Gwinnett, I think 27% of our population was born outside the United States. And I always like to point out, not from any one place. They're literally from the entire world.
Yes.
And that makes we're incredibly global. We are, first of all, the fifth most diverse county in the United States. And that diversity isn't just Americans that are diverse.
That's right.
But it's that global diversity. And I think we're all very, very proud of it. And so the reason why these people have come from all over the world is because of our great quality of life.
Absolutely.
And Gwinnett County, the Gwinnett County government has provided many of those things that we just take for granted. And so just want to talk to you a little bit about that and what's going to continue, what can we count on to continue that great attraction.
Yeah, Gwinnett County has always had a great relationship with our business community. We have a great relationship with the Chamber of Commerce, our community improvement districts, with Partnership Gwinnett, and we work really in lockstep to ensure that we're creating the climate where businesses want to come here. The schools are part of that equation as well, because people want to move to a community where it's safe, where they have access to great schools and they have access to a great quality of life. So not only are families attracted to this county for those reasons, but businesses are attracted here as well because of the diversity, because of the ready workforce and talent pipeline, because of the school system and the high quality of life, and also being in a safe community. And you can't discount public safety as an economic equator because businesses want to be in safe communities as well. So all of those components really are what drive businesses to want to come to Gwinnett. But that's not the only reason why businesses come to Gwinnett. They also grow here too because of what we have in place. Gwinnett County has an amazing permitting and business licensing process in place, as well as the cities, which work on their own processes, but businesses can navigate a system much easier than they can in any other jurisdiction, and that's why we're award-winning. So people always comment, and a lot of businesses always comment, our permitting process is seamless. It's a one-stop shop. It's professional. We pride ourselves in that, and we create those climates where businesses can excel here. And if there's opportunities for them to expand, well, we have the pipeline. We have the processes in place. We work with Partnership Gwinnett to make sure that they have all of the incentives, opportunities, infrastructure that's needed to help them grow and be successful and thrive.
We talked a lot about businesses, but also just the talent, which are, you and I both moved from somewhere else.
Yes.
Two different parts of the country. We ended up here. Suzanne and I, my wife and I ended up here. We were 23, and we were attracted to Metro Atlanta and Gwinnett. You were a younger person, and
Yes.
you chose and found Gwinnett.
In fact, and I was just thinking about this when I met you, Nick. It was in 2006. So we are coming up on our 20-year anniversary of meeting each other.
Oh, wow. We should celebrate. You should celebrate.
Celebration.
We should celebrate this Friday at the Gwinnett Chamber Annual Gala.
Oh, that is a perfect time to
That'd
do
be
it.
great.
I'll wear a dress.
Okay, I'll wear a tux.
Thanks. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll celebrate our 20 years of our
Great.
friendship.
Our 20th anniversary.
But you're absolutely right. And what drew me here was an internship. But what kept me here was the fact that I felt so a part of this amazing community, and I didn't want to live anywhere else. So I planted my roots here. I established my family here. I even dragged my husband from DeKalb County here. So he is a true Gwinnetian now, and he loves it. And you hear those stories all the time, and I ask why people choose to move to Gwinnett. They feel that sense of community. They feel that pride that I'm part of Gwinnett County, and they love it here because of the parks, because of the opportunities, quality of life, the safety, the myriad of restaurants and the diversity. You don't ever have to travel outside of the country to get a taste or experience of cultures from around the world. And people love that. I love that. That's why I love living here, why I was so proud to start my family here.
I have a similar story, as you know. It was the school system. We were Suzanne and I were engaged. We were choosing where to live. We had decided on Metro Atlanta, and I moved first before we were married. And I just researched and asked people. There was no internet really back then, and so you just asked people, where are the best schools? And I just heard from literally everybody, Gwinnett County's got the best schools. And so the promise of Gwinnett really just got better. The school system clearly met all of their promises and a lot more. They only actually got better. But then the things that you mentioned that didn't exist when I moved here in 1994, which was diversity, was international cuisine. You had to go into DeKalb County on the Beaufort Highway down there. And it's clearly, Gwinnett has now become the global corner of definitely Georgia.
Yes.
Some can argue actually the Southeast.
Yeah.
Miami is always thought of as the South America, Central America, Latin, but we are everything else.
We have everything.
Yes, we have all of that plus everything else.
And then some.
Yeah. So it is a special place. And I think that is why the talent pipeline continues to grow here. There were times I can think of specifically during the Great Recession, 2008, 2009. Many states were losing population, and that was a low point for us. And we were still rising by 6,000 to 7,000 people
Leaps
a year.
and bounds.
Yes. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some key wins out of 2025 as we are really just in the very first part of 2026. What are some things maybe you're most proud of and specifically, around business?
Absolutely. So 2025 truly was about positioning Gwinnett and strengthening our foundation while positioning us for the future. And what that means is really taking a look at the infrastructure, the things that don't get the flashy titles, and making smart investments in our water and sewer upgrades so that we can scale massive economic development projects, investing in parks and green space, a interconnected trails network, and we're proud of how far we've come with making sure that we're paying attention to the needs of our businesses so that we can have a strong economic driver. One of the things that I'm most excited about that we've done was issue our RFP for the Gwinnett Place Mall redevelopment, which is going to be a massive project and economic generator. It's going to create jobs. It's going to create quality of life. It's going to attract businesses. It's really going to catalyze opportunities in so many ways, and I can't wait to see what happens with that. We also have Rowen. And that's another economic development project where we've made significant investments. And now we're starting to see the halo effect of that, because now businesses are starting to grow around that area. Now we're starting to see retail pop up. We're starting to see more housing to support that infrastructure. But all of these economic development projects have really catalyzed our new concept of how we create daily communities and how we build communities around the built environment, where economic development opportunities already exist. Let's drive the infrastructure and investments to support the success of those projects. So the OFS site over in Norcross off of Jimmy Carter Boulevard, the Olympic Tennis Center site, the Rowen development in the northeast part of the county, Gwinnett Place Mall, and also the Gas South District. But all of these opportunities are incredibly exciting. I'm so excited about it. But it's going to put Gwinnett County on the map. It's going to be a driver. It's going to create this sense of this destination where people are not just coming from different parts of the county. They're going to be coming around the state. They're going to be coming around the world to come to these sites. And that's going to be a huge benefit for the county and for our residents, because we have these businesses, we have these projects that are fueling economic activity in the surrounding neighborhoods, and that's going to benefit the residents. It's going to benefit our schools. It's going to support continued infrastructure and growth in smart ways. So we can do this, we can create economic development in a way that supports the growth but doesn't sacrifice quality of life. And we're being very strategic and smart about it through our thoughtful and intentional planning. So it's something I'm really excited about. 2025 was an incredible year to make some very smart and key investments in those economic development projects. And I can't wait to talk more about those in the state of the county.
Oh, just around the corner.
Just around the corner.
Well, the daily community strategy that came out of the planning department with the vision from you and the Board of Commissioners, that won a pretty prestigious award, I think, in 2025.
Yeah, we won a Plan First Community Award. We also won other awards from these big planning entities that really evaluate local land use plans, and ours was by far the most creative. We also got an award from the Atlanta Regional Commission that specifically addressed the daily community framework as innovative and cutting edge in how we manage growth in local communities and creating not just live, work, play, but getting everywhere you need to go within a 15-minute commute and having all of your essential resources and infrastructure in a 15-mile radius and in a 15-minute commute. So we're creating these communities through these small area plans, which we've also adopted. Last year, we have 6 small area plans throughout the county where we're going to test the daily community concept. So essentially, we will be driving infrastructure, we'll be driving business, be driving resources where these daily communities and where these small area plans already exist, and where we'll be able to test to see if it truly works and if it truly adds value to the local community. So we're excited about that. I'm very proud of our staff, proud of our commission, proud of the leadership who took on the charge to look at doing things a different way. And this is it. This is the way we do things a different way.
I have a little bit of local government background, got my start volunteering in Swanee in Planning and Zoning Board of Appeals, involved in their comprehensive plan updates. And when I saw this rolled out, I was blown away. I do think you have to be a little bit of a planning geek to really get what this is.
To appreciate it, right?
To appreciate it. I think the general citizen said, oh, that all sounds nice, but what does that mean?
Right.
And having the background that you and I both have, and you've now in your 6 years sitting on the zoning issues and the development issues, it all matters. And the community you want doesn't happen overnight. You have to plan for it. And the plans that the county has put in place, I understood when it won the national award for planning. I was not surprised because I've never seen a county. You really almost were operating like a small city, which can be very, very intentional in 10 square miles, but you have over 400 square miles. And it was so intentional. It really is groundbreaking.
Thank you.
I also want to circle back on two items that I think helps drive talent and just want to get your reaction, and also both talent and businesses. And I always say this to people because they take water for granted. I don't think people take safety for granted, but I think there are two things you could absolutely in 1 second turn off the talent and business pipeline in any community. And the first one's just very obvious. Water is so incredibly vital. Gwinnett County has the billions invested in it, and you can just completely count on it. It tastes great, which I think people take it tasting great for granted because our water always tastes good, and it always has. But the other thing is crime or safety. I'm sorry, Gwinnett County. The vast majority of crime prevention is Gwinnett County Police, and that is the other thing that just obviously turning the water tap off. Economic development's over tomorrow in 3 days, but it's the longer term and the investment. And through all political issues aside, I've been very impressed in my 30 years in Gwinnett County how the investment into our public safety, all administrations.
It's increased, and investments in public safety and particularly police has increased by 20% since 2020. So we take public safety very seriously in our community, and we invest in the resources that our police need to effectively do their jobs, and investing in technology, which becomes a force multiplier to support our police to effectively respond to crime. People want to live in a safe community. Businesses want to exist in areas that they know it's going to be safe. We take pride in that. It's important. And if I can go back to the water, one thing that I think is worth noting, because I get a lot of questions about, Gwinnett's going to run out of water because you're all approving all of these developments and too many people are coming and they're going to take up all the water. And then you bring in the data center conversations and, that's going to consume all of our water. I want residents to know that we have a secure water source for the next 30 years and beyond, because I actually signed an agreement with the state of Georgia to secure our pot of water from Lake Lanier. So we are good. And we're good forever. We're always going to have our protected water source. It's not going to run out. Now, the issue with growth is on the sewer side when it comes to, you mentioned water and sewer. It is on the sewer capacity side. And that's why planning plays a significant role in how we manage our natural resources and also some of that underground infrastructure. Why planning matters when it comes to water resources and sewer and protecting some of those assets. So having the plan in place that we won awards for, that's all integrated in that planning process. So our citizens can rest assured that we are paying very close attention to that. That is a very valuable commodity, and we're going to protect it at every length. But we're good for at least the next 30 years.
That's great to hear, very assuring. I also don't think many of our constituents in Gwinnett know that what the system is in Gwinnett is one of the largest water recycling systems in America. And we take water out of Lake Lanier, we use it, we clean it, then we use it, and then we send it back to the lake cleaner than when we took it out.
That's right.
And it is just a cycle.
It's a cycle, and we have an extremely impressive cleaning process for our water. And it's, again, another award-winning infrastructure that we have in place, and residents should be proud of that. People from around the state and around the world come to look at our water resources plant to see how we clean, how we treat water, how we put it back into Lake Lanier, and then draw it back out.
Vox Pop Uli is a marketing production company that specializes in print, apparel, and specialty engraving. We help businesses communicate their brand across all of their channels. We provide print, apparel, and specialty engraving, so everything from vehicle wraps, banners, business cards, trade show displays, to your corporate apparel, uniforms, backpacks, anything that you want to put a logo on. You can contact us by phone, email, or visit us on the web at vox-pop-uli.com.
Anything you want to mention in regards to, we talked a lot about public safety, county services, quality of life. You mentioned parks once. You also mentioned our connected trail system. I want to thank you for the West Gwinnett trail system.
Have you used it yet?
Well, I know you don't know exactly where I live, but we literally, our neighborhood, the trail goes right in the front of our neighborhood.
Oh,
it is so awesome.
So now I need to go ride the trail network so I can say, there's Nick's house right there.
We literally have ridden it. It's so awesome. All the signs went up about 30 days ago. It looks really good.
Yeah, and we are just about to update our master trails plan so that we can really start to accelerate the trails network and figure out ways to connect it to the greater region. That's also part of the strategy too. So more to come on that. We're excited. This is really about mobility and interconnectedness. We talk about transit, we talk about, roads, cars, but trails is an opportunity for us to make sure that there's that connectivity as well.
It's a quality of life thing.
Absolutely.
What about any innovations, forward-thinking investments that you want to share with the audience?
There's a lot. And I know I touched on a couple from a planning perspective, from water technology perspective. From a transportation infrastructure perspective, we are and have invested in innovation around technology to build smart corridors. And it's designed to allow pedestrian walkways to communicate with lights so that when pedestrians are walking across the street, it triggers the lights that ultimately cars are riding on so that they know a pedestrian is about to cross. It's about enhancing safety. We're starting a project like this down in Norcross because of the high pedestrian fatalities that happened on a particular corridor, and we were able to get a grant from the federal government to invest in these smart corridors so that vehicles can talk to underground infrastructure, that can talk to our lights, that could talk to pedestrian systems that are in place and create more safety. But we're also looking at smart corridors along Satellite Boulevard as well, and building in some technology to allow vehicles to communicate with the lights and the buses and some of the dedicated lanes. And so technology is just the way that we're investing in innovation to respond to just the growing demand of all the things and the needs that we have in our community. But transportation, safety, planning, water technologies, we are looking at things in many different ways. We just want to do things differently, but we also want to continue to be effective and not sacrifice the quality of life at the same time.
We're going to wrap up. I'm going to share. I've got one last question. You mentioned it already, but the annual State of the County is around the corner. This has been a partnership between the Council for Quality Growth, Gwinnett County, and the Gwinnett Chamber for decades, and very proud to share that since the inception, it's been the largest State of the County in the region. For folks that are signed up and attending, what can they count on? You always do such a great job.
Yeah, our State of the County addresses have become full-on productions. So it's like the event of the year of State of the Counties. And
For sure. You've set the bar.
I will say our staff put so much time and effort and energy into creating an experience for businesses so that they truly see the professionalism and quality of what they get in their government and what they get in their leadership. And it shows not just in my talking points and in my speech itself, but in the entire planning of the production, the from beginning to end, the visuals, the on-set, stage set, down to even the color that I wear to match the visuals. I mean, it is down to a T. It's down to a science. But
it's an incredible production.
and that is done in-house by our communications team, and they do an incredible job. But I look forward to the State of the County address because it gives me an opportunity to really tout our amazing successes and give the preview of what's to come. And we've had a lot of successes last year. Of course, I highlighted and touched on some. Those have already been in the media. I will take a deep dive into a lot of the other areas and things that people care about, a lot of what businesses care about. How did you end your year in terms of your fiscal standing? What is crime like? How many jobs did you attract and retain and recruit? What did those jobs do in terms of investment? What did that mean for investment in the community? I love to tout those numbers. We have an incredible partnership with the Chamber, with Partnership Gwinnett, with our colleges and schools. We work hand in hand to ensure we're creating that business climate. I love to tout that, and I love to give shout outs. But I also love to have an opportunity to talk about some of the not so fun things like homelessness and food insecurity. And I think it matters, even though it's not a businessy topic. I think it's important for businesses to understand how their local elected leaders are responding to issues, because ultimately it will impact business if we ignore it. I think it's important to address those things and having that stage and that platform to say, this is a problem in Gwinnett, but here's how we're handling it. We are a compassionate government. We're not kicking it aside. We're not pushing it out to some other jurisdiction to make it their problem. This is how we're doing it compassionately, because we can do both, create a strong business climate while also addressing the challenges that we have, and here are the solutions. And then here's what's to come in the future and what you can get excited about. After every State of the County, I probably have about a handful of people, 5 to 6 people that will tell me, I live in such and such county. No, I won't say the name. I live in such and such county, but you've made me want to come to Gwinnett. Or I am proud that my business is here in Gwinnett. I am so proud to live and work and raise my family here. That makes me proud.
And it should. You really do a marvelous job. I do agree. I love the shout out you just gave to the communications team. It's a first class production, and it's pretty hard to not feel good about where you live and work after attending it. I want to thank you for that partnership. I've heard it many times of how jealous other communities are of the relationship between Gwinnett County and the Gwinnett Chamber, and that we are such strong partners, and they can sense it.
Yes.
And how authentic all of our relationships are. And so I'm
Even
honored.
with the school system, we are the envy. Gwinnett truly is the envy of the region, because those relationships do not exist, and we work so well. That, me and your relationship we're in lockstep. And I appreciate that we can pick up the phone and call one another. We're supporting one another. We are, public facing. We show a strong partnership and collaboration, and that means a lot to the community. Similar with the school system and working with the superintendent and school board, and then our colleges and universities and other businesses, and even the faith community and the nonprofit community. Mm-hmm. We work so well together that it has elevated this envy that it's just not mirrored anywhere else. And that's truly what made me want to plant my roots here in Gwinnett County, and why I'm still so proud to serve and lead this county.
It is a special place. I've spent more than a majority of my life here, and I'm not going anywhere.
Good.
It's a special place, and I'm really proud. And I think you know this, that my daughter Anna and her husband moved back to Georgia and moved to Gwinnett. And
Did they have their baby in Gwinnett?
They did. That's one of our new Gwinnetians. His
name is.
It is James Wilson Calhoun.
Oh,
Sounds very presidential.
congratulations! Congratulations.
We're very proud. We're very happy.
Excellent.
Yes, I think he's about 22 days old today.
Oh, he's one of our newest Gwinnetians.
Yes.
We need to get him a Gwinnett County care package.
Oh my gosh, maybe a proclamation.
A proclamation, a onesie, some hats and rattles, and he's our newest Gwinnetian. Well, thank you for contributing to the generations. I contributed to the first generation with my son being born at Gwinnett Medical Center, which is now Northside. So I'm happy to have contributed to the population.
Yeah. Well, if I get to count my grandson, I've now contributed 4.
Look at you,
besides,
4 generations.
We have 3 kids.
Yeah.
No, 3 kids.
Yeah.
And then the next one was my grandson.
So would that be? So that's 3.
That's 3 generations. I was thinking 4 people. Yeah. 4
Excellent.
Gwinnetians. Well, Chairwoman, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Super. You're so busy. Really respect you for coming and joining us
This is
today.
fun. I like doing things like this.
I'm glad. Thank you. You make it easy.
Thank you.
Thank you.